Hello everybody, my name is Wolf and I am the Autistic Werewolf. I know y'all have missed me. I've told you that I was going to come back and I was going to respond to some questions that I receive when I go out and give speeches and lectures and talks to different people, parents, students at university, instructors, doctors, lots of different people. And so I have lots and lots of questions that they've asked me, and I want to share the answers with you. Okay, the first question is, who or what helped you to identify your emotions? So I guess what they're talking about, now remember this is a class of students that were involved with pediatric population that were experiencing autism. And I can tell you, when I was younger, I only really had two emotions. At peace, and that was when nobody was messing with me, nobody was bothering me, I wasn't forced to interact with anybody, I wasn't forced to socialize, and I was at peace. I would be building my blocks, or I'd be alone in my own weird world because I was big on daydreaming. I would draw pictures, things that you would do alone, lots of solitary activities. And if you left me to myself and I could enjoy my solitary activities, everything was fine. And that effectively was, my at rest or at peace emotion. And the only other emotion I had was basically meltdown. So those were the first two emotions. Now, in honesty, those two emotions served me well, but it wasn't until my parents and doctors and other people in my life were encouraging me, and that was the nice word for it, was technically forcing me to engage in neurotypical society. Only then did I realize that there were a range of emotions, and only then was I able to understand those emotions, not because I saw them in myself, but because I saw them first in others. I saw other people be sad, I saw other people experience different types of elation, the elation of getting an extra ice cream cone, or an extra $1 to go to the store, things like that. Those things didn't used to bother me at first because I was so detached from the neurotypical world that I didn't understand the context. Emotions come from context. And as an autistic child, I didn't really understand the context from which emotions arise. And so it wasn't until I was more cognizant, more aware of the different types of context did I understand that there were usually emotions, or a certain set of emotions that came along with that. Things like disappointment. If you weren't connected to the society, disappointment really has no meaning, because as long as you're happy within yourself, that's all that matters. But when you're autistic, yeah, it's easy to be happy within yourself. It's not until you understand that there is a greater society, and that society has all sorts of different types of contexts, that you realize that there are nuances to emotion. And even then, it took a long time for me to understand that. A lot of it came from looking at TV, because TV distills emotion into bite-sized nuggets. A person goes through the whole range of emotions. I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm depressed. Oh, thank you very much for helping me, I'm grateful. It all happens within 21 minutes, because if it's a half-hour television show, it's 25 minutes, 24 minutes, and 6 minutes of commercials. So you get the entire emotional spectrum in a 26-minute show. And so because of that, you see human emotions compressed. And believe it or not, that actually worked for me. Because, yeah, I understood the full context of an emotion because I got to see it play out in an accelerated rate in a television show. So yeah, I mean, and that's how I learned to identify emotions. I know somebody would like to hear me say, oh wow, I learned because, I really got in touch with my human half and all of that. I'm not really super in touch with my human half now, and I'm over 60 years old. So, getting in touch with emotions, at least for me as an autistic person, it was a thing of context, and only when I understood context more fully did I actually learn to identify my emotions and properly respond the way neurotypicals expect. So that's the answer to this question. Thank you.
The Dick Van Dyke Show. Starring Dick Van Dyke. Rosemary, Maury Amsterdam, Larry Matthews, and Mary Tyler Moore.
I've included one of my drawings so that you can have a chance to laugh at my artistic talents or lack thereof.